Hello, welcome to Empire of Enthusiasts. My name is Nick.
I'm Adam.
And this week we're going to be talking about video games. We're going to talk a bit about Titanfall. We're going to talk a bit about the Oculus Rift and whether or not there are any good video game movies in existence. And if there aren't, then what's the point of life in general?
That's what we're going to answer today. Yeah. What is the point of life?
Yeah, so stick around. Alright, welcome to the show. Let's meet the people who are going to be doing the talking this week. We're joined again by Mr. Christian Caddaye, Adam McKenzie, as always, Leah Collins. My name is Nick. Thank you. So today we're going to do a little bit of a catch-up on video games. It's been a long time since we last did an episode about video games. You may remember if you watch our show regularly, and all two of you, thank you.
We thank both of you.
Both of you. Individually, in fact. We can come to your houses. Last year we talked about the Oculus Rift, and there was a bit of news about the Oculus Rift this very week. Just briefly, for anyone who doesn't know what Oculus Rift is, and you know, if you can go back and watch the episode where we try one out. It's a few episodes back. It's a virtual reality headset, essentially, which creates a virtual world, and when you move your head around, your point of view changes accordingly. We played it with it, and it was a lot of fun.
It was amazing.
It was disorienting as buggery, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's been bought by Facebook.
You know, I was just about to buy the dev kit 2, the one that has the HD.
They don't need your money anymore.
No, they do not need my money anymore, do they?
No.
$2 billion deal.
Yeah.
And people are really annoyed about it.
Yes.
There's calls that the Facebook... No, it's not the Facebook. The Kickstarter backers want their
Money
refund.
back. Well, it's hard though. They did get something for their investment. They got a kit. So it's not like they gave money and they were like, oh, if you start up and do well, we'll get something back. That's not what it is. I give you money.
They essentially bought a thing.
I give you money. I made something. I got what I wanted.
Yeah.
And it's really hard. Do you begrudge this company for selling $2 billion? Like
$2 billion.
Yeah, you can't
who's
turn
going to
down.
say no to $2 billion?
Well, to be honest, I think they were lowballing it. To be honest, I think they could have gotten a lot more had they waited, had they grown their company independently. Didn't Facebook buy Instagram for something like $10 billion or something?
No, they bought that startup app.
WhatsApp?
Yeah,
or something?
WhatsApp, and that was like that was $1 billion as well.
But isn't Oculus Rift is essentially just one guy.
No, it's a company.
Not anymore.
No.
Yeah, but it's not a big company sort of thing. It's one main guy with a group of people and they're working on this thing. So $2 billion is so much money.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, I don't have to do anything ever again money for all those people.
Yeah.
Well, they also got stock options.
Yeah.
So they got money and they got Facebook options. So.
Yeah.
But maybe they got to a point where they couldn't grow it anymore. So like you said, why didn't they wait and grow it more?
Yeah.
Maybe they felt like they'd got to the point that they couldn't push it any further themselves.
But they haven't released anything yet.
Yeah.
I find really strange about.
We're still in prototype sort of. We're in beta, alpha beta. We haven't got to the point where we want to sell it to the marketplace.
Yeah.
But I've read heaps of articles about this and had arguments with my friends. And look, it's good, yes. So much money behind it, and it's going to bring it to the mainstream audience. Now you might go, oh, hang on, I want it to be built for gamers. But if Facebook put one in every house, and suddenly everyone's making for it, and now it's accessible to everybody, you'll just have so much more content. It could be full of ads.
Yeah.
But you will literally, there's so much force behind it.
Is this Facebook sort of walking towards a Google Glass situation?
I think this is Facebook. I think this is, what's his name? Mark
Zuckerberg.
Yeah, I think he wants to be Steve. I think he wants to be
Steve Jobs.
I think he wants to be Apple. So he's going to buy tech companies and get there without actually doing any of the work.
Yeah, without actually having any expertise in it.
He's bought a mobile company and now he's bought the Oculus Rift. He wants to be a tech giant and he's going to buy his way there, and he can.
The guy who's making Minecraft was going to do it. Was going to put an Oculus Rift version, and then he immediately pulled it, and he just said he finds Facebook weird, and I think he's right that Facebook is aggregates all of our information and then sells us to the highest bidder. Yes, we agree to it. No one on Facebook is under any illusion that that they're not.
They're there to help you.
Yeah, exactly. But I think with something like the Oculus Rift, we just all felt like we were all getting on the ground floor of something that could have been a little bit more independent, a little bit more community orientated, without the big wigs up there,
About the big wigs, the fat cats at City
Hall. Yeah. To be fair, on the Oculus Rift, you can be a fat cat. You could just play the fat cat game, where it's just money flying at you. It's like, oh my god, it's like it's going from all over.
No, look, I don't know who it's for anymore. They've bought this now, and it's like, well, you're not going to really. They say they're going to still make stuff for gamers, but I don't know. I don't know who's going to be for. Mum and dads. I mean,
it's weird. We think Facebook buying the Oculus Rift, will it be then just a way to access your
retinas?
Well, yeah. Is it going to be
My
just
memories?
like people
Yeah.
walking around with this thing on, accessing their email and Facebook, and like you said, not so much for gamers. For me, because when we went on the Oculus Rift, I couldn't even imagine it not being about gaming. Like, that's what it seems like it's completely for.
Well, they're saying things like the Oculus Rift is going to be really good for like interactive shopping. So you could have a digital shopping mall.
So just another way to access the internet.
Yeah.
It's just saying, like, they're going to steal our brains in there.
They are going to steal our brains. And can you think of the creepy fucking ads that we're going to get? Like, you're going to be playing a game, and then suddenly you're going to feel a tap on the shoulder, and it's like McDonald's going, "You hungry, mate? You hungry? Fuck, what the?"
Yeah, and you'll be able to go, "Yes, I am," and they'll order it immediately and be sent to you in that second.
Yeah, that's right. And you won't have to take the thing off. The guy will just walk into your house and place it into your mouth.
No, you'll have a tube. You'll just pour it in.
It's just going to be from the Oculus Rift there. It's all taste. It'll taste the same. But they flash colours up so you can taste it. It's not a good thing.
I hope that if Facebook do go down this path, that the virtual world they create is much like the virtual world in The Lawnmower Man.
Yeah.
It's all polygons and angles and confusion.
It can't render anything over and above 1,000 polygons per object.
I read an interesting article just today that the Oculus Rift might just be sexist. In that apparently men and women process things visually in a different way.
Okay.
And apparently women have a tendency to find virtual worlds slightly disorienting because of the way they process. There's two things. There's two different ways that it happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so...
Hang on.
Problem they're going to have to...
Nick, is the Oculus Rift sexist? Or are you sexist?
No.
It's just like, no, men and women see differently. Light enters their eyes in a different way.
I am relating to you... I'm relating to you an article I read today in a scientific journal. So,
great.
Science.
Great, science.
Written by a man, I bet.
No, written by a woman.
Right.
I'm sexist.
Yeah, that's right. Now, Leah, are you witnessing things in a different way?
I can't see.
But, it's interesting how overnight Oculus Rift went from being seen as...
the new cool thing.
The new cool thing to being, it's evil.
The new evil.
It's evil now.
Yeah. Like that great meme of the face hugger.
Yeah.
Facebook Oculus Rift and the face hugger from Alien.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's the ultimate evil.
Next thing we're going to talk about. Last time we talked about video games, it was before the release of the PS4 and the Xbox One. Now, we had various ideas about what was going to happen, and we looked forward to various games and whatnot. Now, the launch of the Xbox One was troubled.
Terrible. It was terrible.
Yeah. And then, of course...
I took a day off work, and I didn't play a game.
Then, of course, the big thing was that everyone was going, well, it's all right, don't worry. Once Titanfall comes out, that'll be the thing that solves the problem, that there'll finally be a game worth playing on this system.
The saving grace.
And then it came out, and...
we had a lot of trouble with it in Australia.
Yeah.
They didn't release it with any servers here. Yeah. So we were playing on the East Asian servers, which wasn't too laggy. But then there was lots of... in my group of friends, half of them could get on, half of them couldn't. We couldn't understand why. Turns out Optus was the problem. They specifically stopped a certain type of web sharing from home ports, and that was affecting how the game worked.
No shit.
And so half of us couldn't even play. So it was it's about 2 weeks of... And it's a multiplayer only game, so if you can't get online to play it, you can't play it. You've got an $80 game sitting in your Xbox doing nothing. It's sorted now, though, and it is a little bit of magic.
It is a very good game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not very good at... Because I've got the Xbox One, which I really love, but I'm not great at the controller. I come from a PC background. I'm thinking of buying it on PC, to be honest.
Well, it's PC and Xbox are the only ones who got it, so...
Yeah, but it's a pretty rad game.
Yeah, no, look, calling it a Titan, and a few times I've actually been able to crush another Titan with my Titan from the sky. I just turn it off and lie down, and I'm done. That's fantastic.
Yeah. Is it worth buying an Xbox One to play it?
See, now look, if you hadn't suffered any of the problems, then probably yes.
Right.
Yeah.
I bought Battlefield, and that's still got problems. What else did I get? I got about 3 other games that all had problems. So the whole first few months of the Xbox One was just terror.
Yeah.
But now, you know what? And you've got nothing but good games coming out for the rest of the year.
But are all these games going to come out and they're going to be terribly... They're going to be buggy and difficult to play for months?
No, EA was the problem. A lot of the games that came out with EA pushes things out quickly because they want money and it's not always ready. And then you pretty much beta test it after release.
Well, they're villains these days. Everyone hates EA.
EA. But they own a lot of the good
licenses.
I'm looking forward to them just owning up to it and releasing games called Buggy, where you put it in and it's just like the old Commodore 64, where it's like, I don't know if this is going to work.
And I remember the old Commodore 64. You used to have tapes, and you'd try and load something, and it'd take 45 minutes to load, and sometimes it just wouldn't work.
At the end of that, again. But then it would work. That was the worst thing about it. The tease of it was like maybe a 50% chance of it working. Yeah, and you'd be great. You'd have a great day.
I remember there was a game called Way of the Exploding Fist that halfway through the loading process had a sound effect that was the sound effect of someone going, "Hiya!" But of course, you'd be sitting there waiting for it to load. It took 40 minutes to load. And halfway through, suddenly someone would go, "Hiya!" And you go, "Oh, God!"
Well, actually, back then, there wasn't that much storage, so the first half of it loading was just loading that audio file.
Such a waste.
Yeah.
Speaking of EA, this is one last thing I wanted to talk about today. They, of course, moved into the area of making movies. And recently a movie came out, Need for Speed.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I saw it.
Saw it. It was good.
It
wasn't great.
I can't believe it was good.
It was good.
Really?
It was exactly what you would expect, but...
Well, then that's not a good thing.
No, it was, the plot was... You could say the plot right now. Well, Lawrence Lung could say the plot right now.
All right, no, I'll try and guess the plot.
Go on.
All right, guy gets out of jail.
There's a bit of that.
Sort of.
Okay.
Yeah, that happens, yes.
He has to prove his innocence behind the wheel of a car.
Yes.
More or less,
Nailed it.
One more thing that happens in every car movie. Come on.
Vin Diesel's in it?
No, one of his mates dies.
Oh, right.
That always happens.
Yeah,
Come
right.
on. Like, there's a car crash.
Yeah.
But, no, it was fun, and Aaron Paul was way too good for it.
It's not by any measure a good movie, but it was fun.
But the interesting thing about it being produced by, EA new movie studio, or whatever they call it, production house, is that it didn't have much CGI in it. It was pretty much all
props to
car
that.
proper stunts.
Yeah, apparently all the car stuff is all done in a car.
Which was really
all
nice.
Stuff, which is
you want
fantastic.
that. You want that in any. I've seen a few now of those racing films where it's CGI, and it's like, well, what am I watching this for?
And it had a nice sense of giving players who played the game little nods. Like there were, you upgrade the car as the movie goes along. Essentially, they get a better car, and then there's
as
various...
the car's driving, can it just change colour?
No, sadly not. And there are various places where they race, which are reminiscent of the tracks from the old games, like Small Town America, City, Redwood Forest, these sorts of things. If you played Need for Speed, you would recognise the locations, sort of thing. Yeah. The little nods like that were quite nice.
I mean, I'm all up for computer game companies taking ownership of their own material. Like Marvel doing their own films.
Yeah. There's no reason why that can't translate.
Because there are... Sorry to touch you.
Touch hands.
Touch hands. Spoiled it. Because the question is, this is a video game adaptation of a game that doesn't have a plot, more or less. So they can impose a plot over it, and you can get sort of similar ideas without any problems. So many video games now you read about are going to be made into movies. Things like The Last of Us or whatever.
Which almost
What's
doesn't
the
need
point?
It. Well, no, The Last of Us is so cinematic, you really don't need it.
When the line between video games and movies is so blurred, when they borrow so much from each other, what is the point of different adaptations of the same story?
I'd see it. Let's not make my mistake. I think that's a beautiful story. And I love playing it.
But you've already heard it, and you played it, in fact.
I'll tell you
I read a book, and then I see the movie of the book. I don't see any distinction between those.
It is the modern version of that.
I mean, I don't have a PlayStation, so the reason why I wanted to make a Last of Us is so I can watch it.
But seriously, Josh Brolin.
Right, okay.
Yeah, as the little girl.
He's very good.
He's very versatile.
He's a chameleon.
Yeah, he is a chameleon.
But I suppose that with The Last of Us, it is reaching a wider audience.
Sure.
A lot of people have heard of it. Well, I haven't played it, and I know that I'd go see it because I'd really like to see that.
It's a beautiful story, well told.
Yeah.
And I think that would look great up on the big screen.
I think it'd be good to finally do it the other way around. Make the good computer game and then make the good movie, rather than ruining the good movie with a terrible computer game.
That's a tie-in.
Yeah.
Yes, which anyone who ever played the Blues Brothers video game on the Commodore 64 will understand.
Oh, that's a throw. Oh,
Yeah,
Oh my
no
God.
one's thought about that
leave,
video game for a
leave
while,
those
have they?
memories alone. Oh.
All right, that's all we got time for. We'll be right back after this. All right, so what video game do you really want to see a movie adaptation of?
Video game
Any
movie.
video game you're going to have.
I used to love Load Runner.
Yeah.
Do you remember Load Runner?
Yeah.
Where you'd be running along and there'd be people chasing you and you just had a thing that made a pit.
Yeah, no, I think you'll find that the movie adaptation of Load Runner is called 12 Years a Slave.
Right, there you go, yeah.
I mean, he did a lot of running and carrying loads.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
pretty much how that works, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Have I misinterpreted that film completely?
No.
Oh.
What video game would you like to see made into a movie?
Oh, that's a very good question. There was a video game, again, on the Commodore 64 called Commando. Where you basically, it's just a guy and you have to run across a bridge and people try and shoot you.
Right.
I just want 2 hours of a guy trying to cross a bridge.
But they already made Commando. With
That's
Arnold
different.
Schwarzenegger. It's
Actually,
different.
they've also already made the movie of someone trying to get across a bridge. It's called The Wages of Fear. But anyway.
Right. Well, look, Hollywood, there are no good ideas. There's no original ideas.
No
are
new
there?
ideas left.
Yeah.
What a long outro.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.